Okay, folks, quick update here. I came up with a little bit of a different idea on the pivot here for the knife. If you remember, it had um, this rivet here where the blade is pivoting. The rivet actually was a round head slot type head. And what I did here is I basically took the round head and filed a square onto it, and then kind of flattened it off a little bit, so you see it does taper into the corners there a little bit. The reason for that is what I didn't want to happen is the bore of the blade to try to rotate that rivet as it's opening. And you know, it is a close tolerance fit. I think I have the lock off right now. So now that pivot rod is fixed. It cannot rotate. And I spent the last, I don't know, hour or so going through all my supplies here, and I was surprised enough to come up with brass washers that are going to work pretty well on these rivets. So I'm going to be able to inset these a little bit, and what that'll do for me is I'll inset those into the wood, and I can get a little bit more aggressive, and I think it's going to have a nicer look. The washer I'll make flush. So anyway, we're getting there with the cosmetics here. It took me a while. I have a ton of fasteners and stuff in my shop, but as you may or may not know, we're trying to move, so I've got stuff, and some of it's here and some of it's in storage, but whatever. It's taking my mind off the number 19 virus, that's for sure. So there's a little bit of an update. I thought that was maybe, hopefully, a good idea. I can still pound on that thing a little bit. Again, it's held a little bit proud of that surface, so I can hit it pretty well. And I've also got another idea for insetting this, and I'll get back to you later. Thanks for watching. Okay, folks, we're back again. Another installment here. I just did that one on jeweling here, so I got the blade kind of done. I'll probably maybe do a little bit more work on that. But I'm going to stick this thing together. Schrade kind of went out of business in the early 1950s. They mostly made this kind of a knife. That's what made their business really work, was an automatic push-button knife. Then the movie Rebel Without a Cause came out, and a New York senator kind of got miffed and decided to pass a law, some legislation on outlawing automatic knives, or the dreaded switchblade. It basically put Schrade Cutlery Company out of business. This blade says Schrade Cut Company, so Cutlery Company, and it's Walden, New York. They purchased a knife business, Walden something knives or whatever, and Mr. Schrade purchased them to get a bunch of parts like scales and things like that. And this particular blade says June 6th, last patent, June 6th, 1916. So this was called, from the best of my knowledge, or from what I've been able to ascertain, a Presto. That was his brand, or I don't know, model number for this particular knife. So here was the other thought I had. Remember, I said I was going to peen both sides of that rivet. Well, I decided since it had a screw type head on it, and it would be nice if this thing didn't rotate as the blade opened up, why not make a square inset for it? So that's what I did. Oh, I can also tell you while we're at it, you can see the little bandage on my finger. It was not from this blade. I kept this one pretty much covered most of the time. It was from the old deadly utility knife I was using to inset cut this one, and I just got a little ahead of myself and had hemoglobin all over the workbench. But what's a little blood between friends? So now I've left that a little bit proud. So now I only really have to rivet one side. When I cut that to length and pop, I decided to put some brass washer on there. I'll inset the brass washer as well, and then I'll carefully peen that over so I don't squeeze this blade. I can't close it because I've got tape on there right now, but so we're getting there. I think that might work out better, and I've already done kind of the same thing on this one. I left the screw head so it'll kind of look the same. I countersunk that, and I also was able to find a nice thick brass washer that'll go on there. I'll inset that, and I don't know if I'll use this pin, or I've got plenty of pin stock here. I can make another one, but we'll have a washer there. So I think when those get inset and peened over, it might look pretty good. All right, I think I'll end it right there, hopefully.